All right, people. I'm gonna talk about an experience I had going to a fragrance shop in another city. I was just killing time and was smelling a bit of the fragrances that the guy sold, and I'm gonna talk about three of those fragrances that I remember. So it's a first impression, but also a first impression of what I remember of several fragrances. So don't expect it to be super accurate. Let's get into it. All right. The first one I smelled was Armaf Pride for men, which is perhaps the worst Sauvage clone I have ever smelled. Okay, I actually owned one of Sauvage clone. It was called Bamboo by Frank Olivier. And I thought that this one was pretty good because it went in a sort of different direction, but was still pretty cheap. It was like $10, I think. Anyway, Armaf Pride was like smelling worse, a lot worse than Bamboo. It was like Sauvage, but uh, I would say that it was like Sauvage, but more dusty and with like pine sol or spray cleaners or whatever, that kind of a very synthetic vibe. And as it evolved, it just smelled a bit like sweat. I kind of liked, because Sauvage, that the whole like Embrox and Bum thing, it does kind of smell a bit like sweat at some point. I know that I got that from Prada Luna Rossa Carbone, and I was amazed by that. I was like, this is really cool. I was really liking that direction they were heading to. But on our Muff Pride, it smells super synthetic, super cheap. But you kind of recognize right away. That's the funny thing, is that you recognize Sauvage right away. It smells like Sauvage eau de toilette. You get that. But the citrus is like the bergamot. It's more like spray cleaner citrus. Um, was a mess. I hated it. I was like, that's. I was like, it kind of smells like Sauvage, but it's not like the same quality at all. If you want to get Sauvage, I bet you could be like getting Sauvage or perhaps Bamboo or Prada Lunarosa Carbon, whatever. There's tons of Ambrox and bombs out there. Okay, I just wanted to remember the name. Yeah, okay. The second one was Lomani Spirit Millionaire. I think that's it. Okay. Kind of a box that looks like 1 million. Then everything looks like 1 million. It's got like that semi luxurious box with like someone teaching you how to be a millionaire and stuff. Um, Pretty damn close to 1 million in my opinion. Like, I personally wouldn't tell them apart, I think. For real, it's a great clone of 1 million. I was thinking that everything about it just looked like a dollar store 1 million, but it actually smells a lot better than that. It does smell like 1 million. It has that, and it's a bit less sweet than 1 million. I was thinking it was pretty cool. I think it's pretty much on par with Club de Nuit by Armaf. So that's another clone, and yeah, it was good quality, and like it seems to last a long time. Pretty good. And the last one I smelled, I think it was Hugo Boss the scent. Okay, if I recall, it was Hugo Boss the scent, but I could be totally wrong. Um, it was a Hugo Boss bottle that I remember. Um, was nice, really, really nice. It's a sweet, nutty kind of a vibe. Um, Pretty mass appealing. Like, there's not much to be said about the whole thing for real, because it's a super nice scent, and I think it's got like that. nutty, sweet um, vibe that just gives it a kind of a Polynesian vibe or whatever, and it does smell like, I don't know, macadamia or whatever, and it's nice. It's warm and spicy, pretty masculine, but it's like, I think it's a bit like, uh, it's like I've smelled things like that before. It goes its own way with there's little things, but it's just not cutting it for me. I was like, yeah, it's a nice scent, it's really nice. I'm pretty sure that someone would have that in their collection. I'd be like, it's pretty cool, and I've got stuff that I wouldn't rebuy, there's things like that, but I think it was a pretty nice, solid scent in general. Uh, yeah, it was a bit fruity. It was a bit like, but it still remained warm, spicy too. Um, yeah, mass appealing, jack of all trade kind of a fragrance. That's what I remember. Perhaps I'll try it back and be like, oh damn. And perhaps it's not the scent. Perhaps it's another one. If you actually get that vibe I'm talking about and say, oh no, it's not the scent, it's another Hugo Boss. I'm not a Hugo Boss expert by no means. I've never really tried any of their fragrances, to be honest, I think. But yeah, that one was very professionally done. Pretty nice. Just enough interesting for someone to own. But for me, it's just like, yeah, it's another one of those fruity, warm, and spicy, whatever fragrance that just does everything. Uh, I don't really care for that anymore. That being said, if you like it, and if you like any of those fragrances, just continue to wear them. Spread love and spray love. Bye bye.